All right, everybody, welcome to the channel. We're gonna work on this girl some today. Let's see here. Oh, I can zoom in and out like that. Okay, I started this a while ago. I welded these patch panels in. I'll try to put the videos close together, and I have to get a little bit more in this area right here, and I have to smooth out some stuff at the bottom. So I'll probably put 1 to 2 more thin coats of filler on here, but I did pick up the paint. It's a single stage is all they could mix for this color. Now this is all wet sanded, and we have rust treatment on there. Underneath all that white stuff right there is black good metal. So our goal right now is to I just wanted to fix that big rust there, and I got both sides done. We're gonna leave everything here because this don't get driven in the winter, so it should be okay. I got both sides done here. Check out my previous videos to find out the work I did on that. But I'm going to go through, finish smoothing this out. There's a little spot down there, a little bit back in here. Yeah, you could see it on the camera a little bit that I need to smooth out and clean up a little bit. And this is all I'm painting, this area right here. I got a half a quart or 1 quart or 1 pint. I'll show you in the next video. I'll go get it. I got it inside warming up because it's still a little bit chilly out here. I'm going to do the body work and then I'm going to clean it up, but we'll be painting this today. I'm going to paint like up in this area where the sun hits. I'm going to make sure to get that kind of black and get it ready. Because you can see on the hood up here, you can see on the hood, the other door shows it a lot better. But when this starts to run thin, it's black underneath. So that's what I'm going to do. Oh, we started a little bit of rust on there. We're going to have to try to get... Oh, that's right. We're going to put, see right here. This is what it looks like. I'm going to try to replicate this right here, where the paint runs thin, but it's got to be on the curves and edges. So I didn't want to buy a lot of paint because this is an experiment. So I spent about $200 on paint today. But we want to put the trim back on, and we want to leave that trim on. We want to do the least amount to get this going. And I got to get back under and adjust the clutch. But we're going to leave the rocker panels. This is my wife's build. I'm doing exactly what she says, and this is what she wants. So once I get that painted, hopefully it matches enough to not look completely, well, it's going to be what it is. And we're going to go over it with, we're going to do what Vice Grip Garage did and go over it with minerals, boiled something or other, and mineral spirits. Boiled linseed oil, that's it. We're going to go out and finish buffing, clean it all up, get all that white stuff off, that chemical from the rust treatment, and she stays just like this. So I'll get you back on when we got some progress. Here we go. She's looking pretty good. This is a couple hours later of work. You can see, like right here is still low. I see, because you tell by, you know, obviously the guys that know what they're doing don't need to watch this, but you know, for what I'm trying to learn here and do, you can see that here is metal and here is metal. So, and that's not even close. So I just got to keep adding a little bit more through there, through these dark spots. But she's really pretty smooth, and that's a new welded in panel. That's metal. That's not just caked in with spray foam and beer cans and stuff like that. That's real metal. So my wife gets to help me do her painting concrete stuff. She painted that. That goes to that too. So we get to work in a garage together here, so it's kind of pretty nice to be able to do this at home and stuff. So it's going to be pretty different what we're doing with this. I bought the paint to match that today. It's a single stage paint, and I got some black paint because where it wears through like that. I already said that. So anyway, I'm going to try to quit rambling so much. See how this wears through, and it's different. So I'm hoping that as we fix this, this is about all the body work we're going to do for it for now. Even though rocker panels are bad down here. Well, they're not, I mean, they're bad, but they're not completely, like, ruined. Well, they are, but we want to leave it the way it is. I mean, it's spent 47 years. She's 47 years old. So I just wanted to fix that because, I mean, it was gone almost up to the body line. I mean, it was at least halfway to the body line. And there was no wheel well arch left. I just wanted to clean it up a little bit. I didn't even replace all of it that the panel came with. So I kept as much of the original old sheet metal as I could do and patch this in. So that's where we stand right now. I bought the paint today. I still got a little bit more to do. I'm, far from a professional, but I enjoy this. This to me, at the end of the day, to know that I did this here for my wife, this project for her. So, and it's doing it the way she wants it. So I'm gonna paint this in tomorrow and try to blend it as much as I can. This is all we went through and wet sanded and got a lot of the dead paint off of it already. So when this gets painted, hopefully by tomorrow night, this will be in paint. Then when I go through and buff the rest of it, I know it's not going to look perfect. I know it's not going to be a perfect match. But at the end of the day, it's going to be clean, shiny, and straight. And we take a lot of pride in it like this. I'm going to put the moldings back on. If this was our daily driver through the winter, that would have been the first thing that comes off. But there's our progress for now. I'm not going to upload this till it's done, so it's going to take, hopefully by tomorrow night, I'll have it done. Real quick before I get started for the day, I just think it's funny that some people are born natural bodymen and painters and landscaping artists and engine mechanics and all that. Some people are just born with that. That like at 2 years old they could repaint this whole thing without anything, without having a run in it or a flaw or skip a step or anything. I asked earlier on one of the forums I belong to, because that's how I learn a lot of stuff, is what do I use to paint and clean my paint gun? And one guy gets on there and says, you're painting and you don't know what to clean your gun with? What, how stupid is that? And I'm like, I'm out here working hard on what I want to do. I'm not paying another man to do it. If I figure if I could do it, why do I need to pay another man to do this? We have 4 square bodies, a pickup truck, an OBS truck. We have 9 vehicles right now. And our F-350, we keep in really good shape. We keep it as good as we can, maintained and all that. But, new to me is boring. It's got no character. It's got no, the side of our pickup truck. First day I bought it, I bought that toolbox right there. And I put it in the back of the pickup truck. And in my chest, when I was pulling the toolbox in there, put a dent and then it popped back out. Well, there's a small little ripple in there still. Just a little ripple in the pickup. And, thought about fixing it, whatever. By the time you pay a guy $100-200 to fix it, you know what, man, that leave it. Money is hard to earn, and give it, I don't worship vehicles. I guess that's what I say. I try not to abuse them, too much, but I do like to have fun. So anyway, I got to go. I'm tired of rambling. I want to show you guys what this is going to... We'll be squirting some paint tonight. All right, guys. The smoother you lay this, the less you have to worry about, trying to smooth it out. So it's better to go little by little and just keep, in my opinion, do whatever you want. But I'm just saying, I forgot to get a little bit over there. But little by little is the way I do it. You know, little stuff like this, try to keep that clean. Because, you know, that's more sandpaper and everything you have to, I'm trying to reach for the scraper. That's more that you have to fix later. So the more you can keep it smooth as you're going, the less you have to fix later. So, there we go. Now I let it dry and sand it. Back at it. I got it smoothed out pretty good. Now, I don't go all the way down to like absolute perfection, because as you're still sanding this, you're still finishing it. So, you know, there's a few little, I don't know if the camera picks up any of this or not, but there's a few little spots. Yeah, you can see that little ridge right there. But as you keep sanding and stuff, you know, if you bring it like all the way to perfection and then you finish sand it a little bit more, then you may, you know, ruin it perfection. So we're looking pretty good here. Down here, I still got a piece on. I got to get some more welded back there. I got to weld that back little piece when I could get to it and cut that off. That's a little bit too long down there, but not too worried about that right now. So she's looking pretty good though. Imagine, this only came to here at one time. This is all new metal. So still got a little bit more work to do. I keep sanding it, put some filler on, sand it more, filler, sand it more, and just keep going. Trying to keep this nice little lip right here. But I just gotta keep going. You know, I was hoping to, you know, make sure you tape off your trim, because you don't want to hit that with primer and get that all built up. You don't want to hit that with a sander or anything like that. Then you damage that trim and make more work. So it's coming along pretty good. It's looking real good. I'm gonna wait till this primer dries, and then I'm gonna mist some guide coat on it. Let me, you know what? Let me do that. You just take black spray paint and mist it on here. That way, when you sand that down, if there's any black left in there, then that means that's where you got to do more body work. And it's called a guide coat. It helps you guide to the bottom to see. Just a little bit of extra step to ensure that your stuff's coming along good. But you know, can't say this is going to be the last time I prime it, but you just keep going from there. The more and more and more you block and sand this, you know, sand it with a block. You don't use your fingers, because your fingers will actually leave imprints in there. You'll see 4 lines in there. So you got to make sure to put it on a block of some sort, and even just a block of wood or a paint stirring stick. I've wrapped it around paint stirring sticks before. And you just keep sanding on there. Keep going different areas. Cross hatch. Then you bring it back this way. Sanding. You don't want to just rip it straight across. You sand in an X pattern like that. And then you come back. Sand it like that. Keep going. That brings your material all the way across, nice and smooth. So leave a comment down there. Tell me what you guys think. Think this is going to look good, look bad? Well, if you think it's going to look bad, just keep that opinion to yourself. But if you guys if I'm doing this wrong, you know what? Go ahead and tell me that. If I'm doing it wrong, let me hear your comments. So we'll go from there. I'm going to let this dry and sand it down, and I'll show you what we got. All right, I went through, and I'm not happy with this primer I got. I don't remember where it was. It was some Napa brand, and it's thin like water. It's just water. So, I mean, I went over this probably 5 coats, You can, I mean, you can just see how thin it is. It's just water. Look at that. I mean, this is 5 coats, and it didn't even cover any. So, what I did was I sanded it down with some 220 on my block, and this is what I like to use for a block. It's a soft foam. It's meant to be like, this is sandpaper, but I put my 220 over it like that. And when you sand with this, it won't let you put a dead spot on like a fingerprint. It'll go nice, but yet it's not like a block of wood where it's got no give at all. So I like using this. I think we got this at Home Depot or something. I forget what it was, but it's kind of like it's not really soft like a sponge, but it is, see, spongy. So I went over, and after I did that, I saw some spots. You can see the red in there, and that's what I used the glazing putty on. But I used it, it was a little kind of too thick, and it kind of dried out a little bit. That's a crack from that. It's, I guess, not meant to be used in that big of a spot. But tomorrow I might try to see. I looked at this product they had yesterday, but it was like $50, $40. Desiree, how much was that thin tube I showed you? It was like $40, wasn't it? $49 for this stuff. That's, I mean, it's. I guess it's meant to be used at this stage, but honestly, that's just a little bit too much money for me. Again, that was at Napa though too. So tomorrow we're gonna go to Walmart maybe, or something, and I need to get more primer, but I need to get more of a high build primer to that I can sand through, because that other stuff I just sanded through like water, and that whole can, it was a waste. So I'm gonna go ahead and post this video up tonight, and tomorrow I'm gonna get some thicker primer. It'll be painted tomorrow for sure. So that's it for now, guys. Shoot me a comment, thumbs up please, and subscribe please. Consider subscribing to my channel. I got a lot of work planned. I got 3 K5 lasers and a Suburban I'm planning on building. So talk to you later. Do the right thing.